Welcome to Cybersecurity Awareness Month. This week, we want to talk about wire fraud. Despite the fact wire fraud scams target a wide range of professionals, attorneys who handle real estate transactions and/or wire money are particularly at risk. So here's how the scheme normally works that it goes with attorneys. A scammer will gain control of an email account from at least one of the parties in a transaction. Typically, that transaction will be in real estate. They will send a set of emails that appear to be legit, discussing the details of the deal to build trust for that email. Then the scammer will send wire instructions or make changes to a previously supplied set of instructions. The scammer will say this matter is urgent and that everything needs to be done today. This is so the normal set of checks and balances are bypassed, and it eliminates the normal scrutiny requests like this should get. So then the attorney will unknowingly wire the money to the scammer's account, and the scammer will move that money immediately to an overseas account so it can't be stopped. Let's talk about a few ways to prevent wire fraud. So the first way is just be hyper-vigilant. Attorneys should be on the lookout for wire fraud scams and be skeptical whenever money is being wired to finish any kind of transaction. Wire fraud scams that use emails can involve anyone in a transaction, from someone you've worked with for 40 years to somebody you've only met briefly. So because of how email works, it's much easier to hide a person's true identity through email than over the phone or in person. The other thing that you could do, you could try using a second authentication factor, just like how banks, when you sign in, you put in your username and password, they send you a text, right? And you have to put in that code. So you could use a phone call as your second authentication factor to easily check on all wire transfer requests. Before any money is moved out of the law firm for a transaction, an attorney can find out about most possible wire fraud scams by calling the person or company who is supposedly sending the email. In addition, you should always use the contact information you already have for the person instead of the information in an email, which could be fake. The main point is do something outside of that email chain so it can't be hacked. And finally, just be skeptical of last-minute changes. Be careful when a party in a deal suddenly changes how they normally do things. This can mean moving money to a separate account, using a personal email address instead of a work one, or it could be as simple as talking to somebody different at the company. All of these things could be signs of a possible scam. Do you have any questions about risk mitigation for this exposure? Just call INF at 412-563-2106. Stay tuned for next week, where we will send you a website where you can check to see if your email password combination has been exposed in any major hack.
Thanks for listening. And remember, I'm Don I, your insurance guy.